Hi there everyone, and welcome to the first of my hopefully series of Elite Dangerous gamer guides. So today what we're going to be looking at is buying ships and the type of ships that you can actually buy. So at the moment I'm on the PC version. I'm at Herjuk station, so the selection of ships is really rather limited, but there are a lot of things that you actually need to consider when you're buying a ship. I've bought one ship since I've got out here to do a specific purpose, and basically I'm looking to buy another ship to do some of the other guides. So, type of ships that we've got on offer here at Herjuk station. First off, you can see we've got the Sidewinder from the Falcon de Lacy manufacturers. This is the base ship in the whole of the game, 32,000 credits. If you die and run out of any money, this is a base ship that you will go back to. It's okay as a start, but there really isn't an awful lot to this ship. As you can see, fully laden, its stock light jump distance is only 6.96 light years, which really isn't going to get you very far, and the frame shift drive unladen is 7.56, so the range of this ship from stock is not very good. Shields slightly higher than the ship I've got on using at the moment. That's because of taking the shields off. Very little armour, hull mass, but this is where it gets to be really quite important. The main things that you need to look for when you're buying a ship is the laden and unladen range, because that's going to dictate to you maybe what missions you can actually do, because some missions will literally be out of reach because the jump to the stars, even going a long way around, might be too far. And also the other things that you need to look at is the hard points and the internals of the ship. So in terms of hard points, basically what these are things that are attached to the outside of the ship that will enhance your abilities. So you've got two utility mounts, so there's various different things that you can add onto there, such as flares and that sort of thing. And then you've also got two small hard points, so this is going to be your weapons that you can connect to there. In terms of internals, you've got two size 1 internal compartments and two size 2 internal compartments. We'll come on and look at those very shortly. But in terms of what comes as stock, you've got a small hardpoint with a pulse laser in both sides, so both of your hardpoints there. There will be the most base model of pulse laser that you can get in the game, so I would basically suggest that you upgrade these quite quickly if you're wanting to do any combat. Bulkheads, lightweight alloys, your reactor bay, power plant, your thrusters, your FSD housing with your frame shift drive in there. You've got obviously some life support sensors, fuel tank capacity of 2, that's not going to go very far. Internal compartment, you've got the shield generator, a basic discovery scanner which is useful for scanning different planets, scanning your local area rather, and then your planetary approach suite which is for landing ships on planets. The Eagle, this is basically a combat fighter which you can customize quite a bit. As you can see, the stats are slightly different. It's twice the weight of the Sidewinder. You've got 3 small hard points which you can fix different weapons to, more internals, but still comes with two pulse lasers at the front, which are not very powerful. It's going to take you ages to take down a ship. That is if you even survive the encounter. The Adder, again, this is the Adder was in the original ship, original Elite, just as the Sidewinder was, and here this is just basically a general sort of utility vessel. Personally, I absolutely despise the Adder. I just didn't get on with it as a ship, but I know that some people really quite like it. The Viper Mark 3, this is again slightly redesigned from the original Elite, but the Vipers were the ones that you used to encounter when you visited a station, and basically they're the ones that the police used in the game. Well, you can now own those. Again, you've got 2 utility hardpoints, 2 small hardpoints and 2 medium hardpoints, so you get bigger, more powerful weapons there. You've got more internal bays and bigger size. All of these I'll explain shortly. And then obviously the stock stuff that you have in there as well. As you will notice, as you go up the different classes, the price of the ships goes up to astronomical levels when you get to the really big ships. And this is the one I'm currently using, a Type 6 transporter. Basically it's does jumps okay, but it will it's a good ship for starting out in mining, because I've come over to Herjuk station, which was a 22-hour actual gameplay hour trip to get here. Probably not going to be going back to the human bubble in the galaxy anytime soon, and basically I thought, well, I might as well do some mining while I'm out here until we actually get some more settlements that have that will pop up over time. So in terms of this, you do get more internal compartments up to a size 5, which is quite nice. You've got different types of weapons which you can change as well. 3 utility mounts and 2 small hard points. And the jump range, once you start getting over 10, things become a little bit more accessible. The more jump range that you can get, the better, however, because it just means you're able to go across vast distances much quicker. But all I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy a basic stock Sidewinder at the moment. As you'll see here, it says about stored ships and ship locations. At this location I have my Asp Explorer. There, as you can see, it's significantly been upgraded. Quite a large capacity in terms of the internal cargo rack, better shield generators, better frame shift drive to give longer jumps, etc. So I can go 26.4 light years with no cargo. Other ships that I've got an Eagle. I've got my trusty old Cobra Mark III, which when you first start out in the game, to be honest, this is the one that you want to go for. My advice would be get rid of your Sidewinder as quickly as possible. Certainly if it asks you, don't get the one with the landing bay inside, because all it does is just take up one of your internal compartments, and probably, unless you're wanting to drive around on a planet, which sounds a lot more fun than it actually is, it's not really worth it. Although some missions will be available to you, but go for this ship, because this is a good standard all-rounder, and when you've spent several million credits on it as well, it will actually be really quite a powerful ship. I've got an Imperial Eagle. To be honest, I can't even remember buying this one, but I do have it, but unfortunately it's 22,000 light years away, so I won't be using that anytime soon. And I also have the Viper Mark IV, which is pretty useless, to be quite honest. It's nowhere near as good as the Mark III. It does have a much higher storage capacity and everything, but to be quite honest, the turning circle when you're at optimum turning is still bigger than that of Jupiter, or so it feels. It is not a ship I would recommend to be getting into combat with at all, just because you can't turn around fast enough, and if you get another ship, especially a more powerful ship, coming at you, you're not going to survive that as an experience. So those are the ships that I have. Oh, sorry, I was talking about Actually, this is a Viper Mark IV. What am I talking about? That's not a bad ship, but the Cobra Mark IV is really not very good. So it's up to you. Experiment with the ships. Certainly if you're playing on Xbox One, there is an achievement for actually selecting what ship, oh sorry, having 10 ships, and I think having 20 different types of ships. So my advice, what I've always done, is whenever I've bought a ship, I've not sold it. I've kept it. It means that, okay, I have to earn a little bit more money in order to buy my next ship, because I'm not going to part exchange a ship that I've got. But hey, that's your choices, isn't it? Personally, I like having all of the different ships. I get a ship, I'll build it up to the point that I actually want it, and then earn some money and move on to the next ship. But I do like the ability to go back. So for this purposes of this, I'm just going to buy a pretty standard stock Sidewinder. It's only 32,000 credits. No, I certainly do not want to part exchange against my ship, so I'm going to... This is a very important point. When you've got a ship and you're buying another one, you're going to be presented with these two options. If you want to keep your old ship, don't click on this button, because that will then immediately scrap your old ship. The best thing to do if you want to keep it is buy a new ship and store your current ship. The cost of the new ship, 32,000 credits. Okay, I've got drones inside my actual ship, so what I'm going to have to do is just get rid of those. So that's another thing as well, because I had 13 tons worth of limpets within the cargo hold of this ship. Because the Sidewinder has very limited capacity, I think it's about 4 tons or something like that, I couldn't transfer all of those in, so it won't let me buy the ship. Now if I go back and I purchase the Sidewinder, buy the new ship, am I sure I want to? Yes I do, thank you very much. And then we wait, and there we have it. I am now in my new ship. So whenever you buy a new ship, you will always end up under the surface within the station that you're in, and then obviously you can either launch and go somewhere, do something, or the other alternative is you can, if you've got the money, equip it with different stuff. So let's have a look at equipping your ship with the different options that you have. Again, this is going to be quite limited because Jacques Stations only really just got up and running after being stranded out 22,000 light years away. So the amount of equipment is limited. Obviously, if you want to buy new equipment, then you really want to be going to high-tech planets. High-tech planets will have a greater range of equipment that you actually want to buy. Don't think you can buy upgrades for your ship from any station as well. In a matter of fact, some stations don't even give you the ability to repair your ship once you get there. Thanks for watching everybody. That's the end of today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a like and leave your comments below. You can follow me on Twitter at HERJUK. You can also follow my Twitch stream, which is HERJUK. And don't forget, you can also listen to me and the other rest of the crew on the Cranky Gamers UK podcast. Just go to iTunes and search for Cranky Gamers UK, or alternatively just put that into Google and you'll find us easy enough. You can also join our Facebook group, which is again called Cranky Gamers UK. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you'll come back and see our next video. Thanks, bye.